Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. I hope you had a great long weekend and the kids are back at school. So regardless of how you feel about that, I guess, life goes on and they get bigger and, it's certainly mixed emotions. So the end of the summer is basically here. Everyone's back to sort of real life in September. And so to kick off that celebration, we have a really outstanding property in Old Milton. And in total, we got 14 listings. So we're going to start off with this one here on Kavanaugh. Oh, the other thing I do is I click this price column right here to sort them from low to high, because when we do a multi-day search, it sorts them by days and not by price. So this will give us a chance to look at the list in the same order. Just click that link right there. Kavanaugh is $344,900. It's a Mattamy home. It's It's called a Cherrywood model. It's 1051 square feet. Has all the nice finishes, hardwood floors, hardwood stairs. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs. The second bedroom's a little smaller, but it's big enough to fit a queen bed if you don't have very big side tables. It would be nice to see a little bit more of the front versus just the front door here. Only a handful of these have sold over $340,000, but it has happened before, and these guys have pretty good finishes, so we'll see what happens. I would say there's probably, the bell curve probably sits right on that $340,000 for this one. Broussard Circle is $374,900. What they will benefit from, just as an added point, is there's not a lot of competition right now under $350,000, so that might be an argument for maybe it going up a little bit further. So Broussard is $374,900, and so it's a current model. So it's 1195 square feet. Typically, the larger 1350, close to 14, in the 13 to 14 range is where we see this kind of price point. But they have really nice finishes in here. No granite though, so they just have nice cupboards. They have under cabinet lights, and they have the backsplash and the hardwood floors. This model comes in either a 2 or a 3 washroom. So there's 1 washroom on this level right here. And then you have the option of getting 1 bathroom up on the top floor with the bedrooms, or you can get an ensuite plus a full, which is nice. So they have an office nook upstairs, so you could put a little desk right here. It's a very convenient layout. That's your main floor. There is a storage area with the laundry. I don't know, the finishes, we've seen a few of these that have sold up in the 360s. I think maybe 1 or 2 of them broke the 370 mark, but it's a little bit on the high side of what they usually do sell for. Glebe Terrace is 1130 square feet, Amesbury model, dark cupboards. It's easy to put hardwood on the main floor. So really, you've got the 1 big room there. You've got decent sized bedrooms here. No neighbors directly behind. I like that shot. You would have to put some fencing on the side, which is probably about $1,000 after you share with your neighbors. And you get a great home at $378,900. There's not a lot of them that have sold, and in fact, this one may already be sold. I see from the green number here that it's sold conditional. So I'm actually 90% sure that it was somebody on our team that brought the buyer on that one. And so that's the thing, immediate access, long weekend, most people aren't paying attention, but we paid attention, and I think we got a great deal. So Stark Circle, great street here. It's this home right here. It's kind of weird that they split the picture kind of halfway between these. You go, okay, which one is it? It's this one over here, and you see that in the next shot, which is right here. The fireplace is a nice feature, but the problem is it splits this room in half, and the most common furniture arrangement you see is to have couch and couch. Typically what you're looking at is a couch here, and then somebody puts a couch on this wall, and then the TV is where this couch is. So it kind of changes the way that you lay out the room. They've got nice finishes here. The tour and the pictures and everything looks great. And they have a finished basement. So they've got the upgraded floors upstairs. Even though it's laminate, the main floor is hardwood. Hard to do that well, but it looks like they did it here. And a great looking basement too. So they've got it all going on. The pattern concrete, I bet this one goes for more than asking after seeing what else is out there. Saytalk has a nice big driveway. It's a semi-detached. They said semi-detached link, but they're kind of 2 different homes. It looks like there should be a window here. It's kind of weird how it doesn't. It's like this kind of blank wood. I remember when I was a kid, I used to throw tennis balls at the house, and so this gives you a great place to play handball, maybe. I don't know. Nice gardens in the front. I even like the fact that they curved this out to make a nice front porch. although you're sitting right beside the air conditioner, so it's going to be a little bit noisy if you choose to sit out there. There's some original finishes here. I like how there's a big glass door here that let a lot of natural light in, and it would go right through that narrow kitchen there. Big open space. You've got hardwood on both levels. Actually, laminate is up on the top floor. Aside from the basement, it looks like there's no carpet, so sometimes you've got allergies and people sensitive to dust and things like that. Probably a little bit less of an influence in a home like this. And a good back front garden. So there's a lot of things I like about this. You always look at this and say, how does it compare to the new stuff? You got a 116-foot lot here. Typically, you're sort of 80 to 90 feet in the new area, so you're getting a much deeper property. You're getting more parking in the driveway, typically 1 or 2 spots. Not side by side is the normal in the new area. And for square footage, hard to say. This is a 4-bedroom, so I'm going to assume it's at least 1,500 square feet. You know, apples and apples, and it's nice and close. You can walk to the mall. You're not far even from the GO train and things like that. So I like it. I think that there's not much to compare to. There's not a lot of homes like that in the older area, which sometimes, as we've seen in the past, can help you, or sometimes it can hurt you because no one knows what it's worth. But if you show well, people are going to want to buy it, bottom line. So Child's Drive is $539. Back split. This one, we've talked about this in past episodes, backs onto the intensification area, which kind of ends at Nipissing. So this part of Child's backs onto that area. And so even though it's 152 feet deep, which is a very healthy sized yard, there's the yard right there. Beautiful. What's behind there is zoned up to 4 stories, so that can change your perception about this home. It's probably not going to happen in the next 2 years, but at some point it might. So it's important to know that. I think the price seems somewhat in line with what else is out there. Field is $610. It's one of my favorite picks of the day. About 2,400 square feet. They've got good finishes, nice photos here. The same model, I believe, is for sale on Field in just a few homes, and it's in the high 6s. It's got a finished basement, and I would say maybe a few more upgrades. But this is a good deal. Like around 2,400 square feet for this home is, at this price point, is very respectable. Even this one on Scott, it's a busier street, but it's a little newer. Also a very nice home. You lose actual space here. So what you have on this one is just one room on the main floor. So the other one actually has living, dining in the front, plus family and kitchen. This one just has a great room plus a kitchen with a large eat-in area. So it's a bit of a different configuration. The kitchen looks good. They've done some nice upgrades in here. The light fixtures have been upgraded. Not the best photos. I think with professional photography, this one would probably just kind of raise up a few bars in terms of appeal, and always something to negotiate with the hot tub in the back. So this also seems like very good value for the price. Bustle's a single car garage. It says it's more than 2,000 square feet. My understanding about this model is it's not more than 2,000 square feet. So it's hard to say from the pictures, but it definitely looks like one that's closer to 1,900 square feet. Plus a finished basement, and it's got, I guess, a little bit of a kitchenette down there, and it backs onto forest, but behind that forest is train tracks, and you do hear it. I don't think they have a chance. There's very few single garages that go over 6, and I don't think this one has the juice for it. Peregrine Way is $639. I didn't have a chance to look up the actual model here. It's on a 36-foot lot. It says it's more than 2,500 square feet. Yeah, I mean, the size might do it at this price. We sold a home that's about 2,400 square feet on the same size lot with a lot more upgrades for around this kind of price. So it seems like there's the size might make up for a little bit of the lack of upgrades for the same dollar amount. This is the other one on Field. Interlock driveway, which you don't get your money back for if you're selling your house. It's just something, landscaping, things like that are typically returning maybe 25 cents on the dollar. And most people you say that to, they go, yeah, I know, but hey, you know what? I really liked it while I was there. The iron pickets on the stairs, you got smooth ceilings with pot lights here, the crown moldings. I would rather take the other one on the field and turn it into something like this for the same kind of money, because it's things like it's faucets, and it's the counter here is probably, figure maybe that counter is like $1,000-$1,500. A couple frames here, upgrading the faucets here. Now it adds up quick. I mean, you could go through this whole house and say, easily $20,000-$25,000 in just little finishes and details. Anyway, the finished basement, you could easily say that this finished basement in a home like this is going to cost probably $30,000. So I would still rather take the 610 and kind of put my own spin on it, but there is something to be said for the convenience of taking something like this, basically, finished and ready to move in. I believe it's the same model, or it's very close to the same square footage. This is quite an awesome property on Thomas. It's on a double lot, so it's on a 123 by 132 foot property. 6,500 square feet of finished living space, and you've got your exposed brick. The thing about a home like this, so they said basically they ripped it in from the brick shell. The new homes are on a wood frame. That's the supporting part of the house, and then there's something called brick veneer, which is just the outside. So it's not, so the structure's on the wood. This one, the structure's actually on the brick, so you can rip it right back, and you can get things like the brick wall here. Not the best insulated wall, but it looks very sexy. So kitchen, everything's been done here. It's a pretty amazing property. Nice big wraparound porch here. A really private pool. You can walk downtown from a home like this. It's got beautiful red brick on the front. So outstanding. 1.698. You look at that and you say, hey, you know what? This would be the highest sale ever in Milton if this one did sell anywhere near this price. I think we're sort of capped at about 1.3. At that price, do you go down to the lake? Do you go down to Burlington and get something on the lake shore? You have options, right? So most of the time people are looking for water at this kind of price point. It'll be interesting. There was another one on Thomas that kind of was on and off the market for a couple of years before it finally sold, and I believe that's the record holder right now for in town. It's a very nice home though. Wow, awesome stuff. Two more. Let's go back to the first one on the list, which is on Savaline. So it's a semi-detached, about 1,900 square feet. It's on the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if it sold at this, but I think that for the same price point, I would consider other options. Not that there's anything wrong with it. There's the couple of the rooms are a little bit narrow, and I think the other thing here is that you've got this big brick wall here, like bam, it's right there. Like it's a little close for me, and it's going to make it a little tougher for them to sell. Okay, so we've got that one there on Savaline. It's a bit of a busier street too, and then we've got Ellis Crescent, which doesn't have photos yet. But if you read the description, it's a bungalow with a double car garage. There's one just a couple doors down on Ellis. I'm not sure if this is the same model, but that one's been for sale for a long time and still hasn't sold. I've heard feedback that the layout is a little off. If this is the same home, obviously they're going to encounter the same challenges. This builder did offer a couple of different layouts for bungalows, but it's a 2+1, which if you look at the +1, like if you look at the actual room configuration, it's ground and then basement. So I don't think they have a loft upstairs, which is good. So it's generally, that's a positive thing. It backs onto, there's a little pond right here, and then you also have the train tracks behind, so you will hear the train go by. And it's a very convenient location. You can walk right up to the library, you can walk to the Center for the Arts. There's a lot of very convenient things close by. The Lions Club baseball park is here. If you've got a dog, it's a great place in terms of just access to everything. We have seen bungalows with the double car garage go for this kind of money. I don't have a lot of photos. I don't really have a lot to go by. The last thing is that the home offers wheelchair access. That could be a big push because there is demand for that. And I saw an agent one time who put a little blue wheelchair logo in like right in the corner of the listing, and I thought that is amazing marketing. So I hope these guys pick up on that idea, but that's the list for today. There's 14 homes. If you have any questions at all, reach out to us, and we'd be glad to help you. So my name is Chuck, and this is Milton Daily Homes. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.